Good morning. Hope that if you were sitting here watching this, that you feel calm in mind. I hope that you feel sure. I hope you feel glad. Um, a lot of times when I'm doing yoga, like day to day, just after you do it a while, yoga becomes everything. Everywhere. Like it's not just I set out an hour in the morning to do my yoga. Like I still do that, but it's a little different now that I've been practicing for 5 years. Um, I would say like a lot of times it's certain positions throughout the whole day to shake my body loose, to clear my mind, to get back focused because man, life is crazy. Like we've got a lot that we here's something. We have a lot that we do now. And so our see, this is a perfect example. So and I take signs from everything. So I mean, I really didn't script this, what I'm talking about. Right before I got ready to do yoga, God speaks to me sometimes and so maybe I should talk a little bit about the the meaning behind the yoga for me. So, like in the beginning, of course, I didn't know anything. I didn't have like a in-person trainer. I got on YouTube. I found yoga with Adrienne, a girl from Austin, Texas, and God was just so good. And I just assumed like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this because everything just came to me. I didn't have to put a lot of effort. Obviously, I never even thought about doing yoga before. Never thought about doing yoga. Like I was never part of a gym. I was anyway, so reference. So before, when I first did it, I would watch the videos, and then I would say about after a good solid 6 weeks, and I'm talking about every single day. Like when I decided I wanted something to change, I didn't have, excuse me, but I didn't use half my tissue to do it. I was like, you know what? Change now. Let's go. So I think when you kind of make this turning back, like this is where I'm going, this is what I'm gonna do, that God starts lining it up because he's like, well, finally, about time. Like, I've been waiting. Like, he waits so patiently and so kindly until our job is done, I guess. And I think it's all on his time, too. Like, we don't have to overthink that, oh, it's his timing. Like, it's just something we have to know. And so, while we're waiting for other things to line up, we have to, I don't know. There's always so many things that are going on. So, okay, that. So I started doing yoga off of YouTube after about 6 solid weeks, and I was waking up every single morning, like, and it was God waking me up too. Like I was waking up before I would set my alarm for 4 and get me up at 3:30. Like, and it's like I think it was just because it was go time. It's time to move, and so every morning I'm getting up. I start the day like before I would even get out of bed, and like I'm glad I'm going back to this because I realized how I'm slacking on some things. But like before I would even get out of bed, I would say, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. It's a new day. I am so excited for this opportunity to do something today." And so I get out of bed. I in the beginning did not. I didn't have a mat. I think at all the first year, which was the year that I was super like I was just so focused on how it made me feel. And I could actually physically see the difference too. Like it changed everything. It changed everything. So every single day, 6 weeks, I'm starting to be like, whoa, I can do this. Like I realize now, like I'm doing something a lot of other people don't do because I was trying to get so many other people to do it with me, but like nobody was like my kids. God bless those sweet little angel babies. So like, but do they really have a choice? At this point, they're like, um, this is like 5 years ago. So 10, 9, 8, and 11. So 8, I was like 8 and 11 years old. And like after 6 weeks, and I'm like doing it, and I'm feeling toned, I'm feeling better. Like, and I stopped drinking too. Like, and I drink a lot. I drink every single weekend. Just like every weekend to do. Like, and that doesn't mean I'm going out like abandoning my children. Like, we would have a lot of parties at the house. Everyone would bring their kids. And start like realizing I'm doing something like other people won't do like and it wasn't even just yoga like because I totally believe like yoga is not God needs a lot of different people for a lot of different things so yoga is not like the end all be all for every single person. This is what I've been called to do. I'm dedicated to it. I realize if I can stay committed to this and dedicated to this, I can commit myself and dedicate myself to anything, right? And then you start realizing, well, those things are choices, right? So I'm gonna choose to dedicate myself to the things that I feel are good for me and that God wants me to pursue. So anyway, so I'm like, okay, yoga's not your thing, that's fine. Like move, like just move for 30 minutes a day. And when I first started doing videos, like literally there were 5 to 10 minutes, like just learning some basic movements. Some of them were very cheesy videos, like, but at the point I had no other form of learning, so cheesy worked. Like it was easy to follow, right? So anyway, so then 6 weeks turned to 6 months. 6 months turned to 12 months, and then I made it a whole year of every day doing yoga in the morning. What do you think that did to me? It changed me, right? Like anything that you do every single day, you're brainwashing yourself in that direction. Like literally, good things and bad things. So for a whole year, I brain my and God bless Yoga with Adrienne. That was like literally the only channel I really did in the first year, and she said such nice things, and like she. So every day I'm hearing good things about myself, which I never believed good things about myself. Like I wasn't like I don't know. Like, I definitely probably would be going down a totally different hole in today than I am if I hadn't like been brainwashed in that way. So, anyways, big thanks to Yoga with Adrienne, and thanks to Brooke because she told me to take this morning off, and it's Friday morning, and normally Fridays are pretty busy, so I don't take off. But I was like, you know what, I'm taking that sign from the universe, and I'm taking it off. And so here I am. And so that's a little bit of backstory of how I really got into doing yoga and the effects. Now I will tell you, 5 years in, it is in this first year too, I started experiencing amazing spiritual things that before I did yoga, like I never like believed in God. Like I would mock God with, people that I know that didn't believe in God either. Like not like on a daily basis. And I didn't tell people that because like I actually thought it was beautiful if people did believe in something because it was like so why would I take that away from them, right? Like I don't care what you believe in it. Like that's you're being called to believe that way. So if it's, in your best interest and helping other people. So anyways, I never would take that away from people. I was not like negative or like I was never negative. I've never been a negative person. Like depressed sometimes, yeah, but I try not to bleed on everybody, right? So anyway, spiritual things began to happen. I was realizing, yo, God is real. Like, thank you, fucking thank you. Excuse my language, but thank you, God, because if you're real, like. I realized like I can do anything I want. Everything is possible through you. Like nobody can tell me something can't happen. Like God can make anything happen, and I've seen some crazy stuff. So um, very spiritual things started happening a year turned now we're 5 years in, and of course like anything you get good at it. I'm not a master. I'm gonna put that out there, and I'm looking for somebody that is way higher up than me so that way I can kind of learn and take this to the next level. So I don't know. Anyway, something that started happening in the spiritual realm is like I was dedicating my practice to God. So when I would come to the mat, like I would pray first and I would, of course, thank Him and tell Him to bless my children, bless me, like God bless me so I can be a blessing to my children and to others, right? So you just start talking to God in this way. And then, like, I remember, like, years in, I started, like, and I wasn't even doing it like a plan, but it started happening every single time before I was gonna really do a yoga where I was gonna ground down, be in the moment, meditate. I would always go wash my hands, wash my teeth. Had I been like walking around like barefoot for a long time, I'd wash my feet because I wanted to come to my mat. I wanted to come to my mat because when I'm coming to my mat, I'm coming to God. And almost like I'm coming to confession. Like I'm talking about things and there's something about saying things out loud and talking about them that sometimes what happens is you change your own mind. And that's hard to admit because if you were saying that, then you mean that you didn't actually believe or you were wrong about what you believe inside your mind. And that's okay though, it's liberating, right? Like, so, I come to my mat, would come clean, like, God, like, why would I come to God and be like all lazy? Like, no, and actually, before I would come to my mat clean, I would even clean my house. So, sorry, back up one. I would completely clean my house. Like, I would try to get, I have 2 boys. Like, and I'm not gonna just point out boys, like children in general, right? They're creative. They're everywhere. And I also have 2 cats. never thought that would be. I didn't like cats at all, but anyways, they're cute. So we have two cats and two children, and so the house can get, topsy turvy, right? Like I leave stuff sometimes. So um, I would start cleaning my house, and I would always like think about it, like, what if God showed up today? Like, would I want him to show up to my house in this manner? Like, it doesn't mean it has to be perfect. Like, even right now, I'm okay if God were to show up. I did clean my house before I did this, and it smells good. It smells clean. But like, I still have my children's sweaters. I didn't take the chairs down from the table yet. I left, sweeping and stuff. But still, I feel good because I've put effort behind it, and I think he would see the effort, and I think I'm okay with him showing up to my house right now. And so I would clean the whole house, and then after I was done cleaning the house, depending on how dirty I got from cleaning the house, I might even shower my whole body. But I took a shower earlier this morning, and I don't feel like I got like sweaty dirty. But I did wash my feet, I washed my hands, I brushed my teeth. I like olive oil, like not just like cooking olive oil, but they make olive oil for your body. And so, kind of set a blessing as I moisturize my body. And now I'm here on my mat, and I've been rambling, but hopefully you take something away from what I said today. And I'm going to go through a flow today. I'll be real honest, I haven't grounded and I haven't meditated in too long. And when I say too long, it was years, but like sometimes one day is too. So I'm coming to that space today, and so this is a more powerful yoga sequence. I hope I didn't plan it, whereas everything else on the channel was planned. So, anyways, God bless you. Find your footing in your life. Come back to something. Commit to something. It's humbling and it helps you feel love, I think, because God is so committed to us. And I know I think to God every single day. And He unwavers and He holds me and He smacks me around a little bit. And He's like, thank you. You're doing a good job, little soldier. Go back up there. So, anyways, people are my friends. Namaste.
So, we're going to start with a little meditation. And, you can meditate in any kind of posture. So, I'm going to play with a few. Sometimes this is really good if you're wanting to open the hips. And, you might not be able to come down to the floor like this with your forehead. You can put your two fists on top of each other, or you could use a yoga block to make the floor higher up to you so you're not coming all the way down like this. Maybe you can get your forehead all the way down to the forehead, get your forehead all the way down to the ground, stretch your arms out in front of you. And it's very important, especially in a pose like this, to breathe because as you exhale, you're going to relax those hip muscles so you're not straining. Maybe that's really extreme for you. You can do what's called child's pose. So your knees are together. And again, maybe your forehead comes down to the earth, or maybe you put something there so that way you are not coming all the way down to the ground. But just find a good pose for yourself. Maybe it's laying flat on your back. Maybe it's just sitting crisscross applesauce. But I really want whatever pose you choose for you to start by just breathing. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Notice anywhere in your body that you might be straining, that you might feel uncomfortable in, and see if you can just breathe in that area. Another deep inhale. Hold. Exhale and let it all out. And keep breathing this way. And we're going to just say, God, thank you. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for all the people that are watching this together. May they come together and be connected. And maybe we all take what's good and leave the rest. We don't always need to react to things that we don't agree with or react to things that we don't like. You can just leave it alone. Proceed. Deep inhale. Exhale. And the things that are good that you like and that you take, try to give to somebody else. If it's good for you, maybe good for somebody else. Just breathing here, talking to God, relax. Go ahead and make your way to standing. Make sure you have plenty of room to move your arms and legs around. And we're just going to start with our hands in prayer position in front of our chest. And maybe you check in with yourself first. See how your alignment is. Are your feet placed firmly on the mat? Your heels coming up into your legs coming up into your hips. And with your hips, you can actually play with the rotation here. Maybe you notice you kind of like your hips fall backwards. Maybe you try to pull them up and tilt that pelvis forward. Straighten the spine. Shoulders are low and down away from your ears. They're not hovering up in a stressed out position. Relaxing them down. Head and neck are straight ahead. Feeling proud. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just standing, picking a focal point, focusing straight ahead of you. We just came out of sort of a meditation, so you should be feeling calm, hopefully focused, relaxed. Keep that mindset as we move. Another deep inhale, just standing still. And maybe you play with bending your knees a bit. Make sure you're not locked in the knees. Checking out your body. How do you feel about this posture you're in? See if you can make it a little better. How would a proud person stand tall? Deep inhale. When you stare into one spot, they call this drishti. You soft gaze. Your eyes are not fluttering all around the room. You're focused. You're breathing, looking gently ahead. Your body's not locked, but your spine is straight. Start to get some movement in your hands. Fingers wide and bring them all the way up overhead. Clap over your head. Hold this tall position from fingertips all the way down your arms, down your spine, down your legs. Look up towards your hands, getting a good stretch in the front of your throat, and you're opening your chest. Take a deep breath. Really breathe in deep. Open that throat. What do you got to say? Go ahead and separate the hands like you're holding a big beach ball over your head, shaped like a Y. Deep inhale. Focusing on being the tallest you. Start wiggling those fingertips a little bit and slowly, gently come all the way down into a forward fold. So knees are slightly bent, don't lock in your legs, and you're just folded over your legs so the crown of the head's coming down to the floor, or however far you can come. Everybody is at different levels. And we're going to just take our fingertips and tap them over to the left side, twisting, and then coming back to center and walking them over to the right side and twisting, and going back and forth, left to right, not rushing, and definitely breathing as you're twisting through. You should feel really good in your lower back, in the hamstrings. Maybe you shake your head a little loose, loosen up through that neck. Try not to be like stiff, but don't strain yourself to be more flexible than you are. Just find where your appropriate edge is. And then we're going to bring it back to center. Put your hands on top of your feet, just kind of holding here, if that's available to you, or just having them hang down as low as they can. And then bring those hands as they trace up your shins onto your knees. And now you look like the figure 7. Belly button in and up. Lots of integrity through the spine. And breathe and stretch here. Go ahead and lower back down to the floor. Arms just draping all the way down. Loosen up through your neck. Relax the spine. Forward fold, breathing. Go ahead and clasp your elbows in your hands. A little added weight. And then bring it back up into the figure 7 again. Hands all the way up to your hip points. Slight bend in the knees. Neck is straight. And maybe you clasp your hands behind your back, opening up through the chest, really stretching through the arms. Or maybe you just put your hands on your hips in a power pose here. Find any stretch or variation that feels good to your body. And go ahead and release the arms back down into a forward fold. And come all the way back up. Arms bright and big and clasp over your head. Long straight line. And open them back up into a Y. And then bring the hands together and in front, heart center, namaste. Deep breath in. Standing tall. When your hands are in prayer position like this, kind of look like a lotus flower. Go ahead and see if you can bring your feet together to touch without looking down. Keep your soft gaze and just bring your big toes together to touch. Your heels are touching. And you're standing in this strong pose. Breathing for balance. Go ahead and release the arms down to come back all the way up. Y pose, forward fold. Releasing the arms to the ground. Back into the figure 7. Palms on your thighs or on your hip points. Holding that spine straight and strong. Go ahead and meet me in a plank pose, strong plank, and then push it back into a downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here, shaking the head loose, bending one knee and the other, finding all the areas you can find a stretch in. Belly button is in and up. This creates a longer spine for you. And also, that intention of pulling your lower belly in and up will actually help with that lower belly fat that we all want to get rid of. Have your intention set there. All right, walk your way up to the top of the mat, coming back into a forward fold. Release and relax. And then slowly rolling it back into your figure 7 and releasing back down, forward fold. Bringing the arms all the way up to the sky, strong spine, hands in front of your chest, giant namaste. Deep breath, relax. Go ahead and let the arms come down to come back up. Y, and then forward fold. Hands come up the thighs, figure 7. And then maybe this time you just let the hands dangle straight down in front of you. And then forward fold. Take one foot back and then the other back into a strong plank. Hold. Breathing deep, hollowing through the chest. Belly button in and up, strong. Your wrists are coming straight into your arms, straight into the shoulders. Go ahead and lower the knees down to the earth. Lower your whole body down to the earth and bring it into a cobra. Neck goes back and then push yourself back into a plank. Hold and push it back into a downward dog. Lower the knees down to the mat. And then we're going to take some cat-cow. So cat, you're rounding your spine. And then cow, your head comes back. And then meet me in another plank. Knees drop down. And we're going to kind of repeat this. Cat-cow, back to plank. Knees drop down. Cat-cow. And when you are doing your cow, make sure those arms are really rolling open. And you're opening through your chest. And then back to plank. Lower the knees down. Cow pose. Cat into plank. Strong plank. Strong line from the crown of the head all the way to the heels. And then come back to a downward dog. Pedaling it out, getting a good stretch. And then maybe you hop or walk it back up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Back to your figure 7. Release. Forward fold. All the way up to your Jai Namaste. Hands clap. Come down in front. Prayer position. And then again, hands come up, clap, hands down, prayer position. Swim your fingers behind you and let them clasp onto each other and pull your shoulders down and back, getting a really good stretch through your spine, through your chest, and you're stay staring forward. Breathe. And then look up. Take your gaze straight up. Hands are still clasped behind you. Slowly start bending at the knees and kind of come into a chair position, and then go ahead and release your head all the way down. Let your hands fall overhead, getting a really good stretch here. This can be quite challenging for some people, so just do what you can do. Breathe. Just take notice of where you're at today, because with practice, where you're at today is not going to be where you're going to be next year. So just check in with your body, release it all down, forward fold. You are beautiful today, and we are learning and getting better every day. Bring those arms up into chair position, sit that tushy back, or maybe you keep your arms straight out in front of you if that's a better fit for you. And just act like someone scooted a chair right behind you and you're about to sit down. Deep breath in, belly button in and up. Release, forward fold. Figure 7, belly button in and up, forward fold, release. And go ahead and take the legs back. Meet me in plank. Deep breath in, straight spine. Slowly lower your body all the way to the floor, or just do a belly flop. That's fine. That's how I used to do it. You have no arm strength. And so now we are laying flat on our bellies. Bring your elbows up kind of like a cricket. Forehead kisses the earth. And take a deep breath. And slowly roll your cobra. Your chin stays tucked into your chest to the very end. And then open up through the throat and throw the head back. And then go ahead and bring the forehead back to the ground. Chin tucks into your neck and slowly roll up. Uncoil yourself, cobra. Release, back down. Again, cobra pose, slowly and with intention. Deep breath in, release back to the ground. And just relaxing here for a moment. And then start to push yourself up into the strong plank. Holding and breathing. We're not rushing. Knees come down, touch the earth. Tabletop position. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and come down to a seated position. And we did a lot of work on our wrists, so maybe you flex through your hands and kind of shake your wrists out a little bit. And then come to meet me flat on your backs. Legs extend out long. Arms are kind of up and over as you relax everything down into the floor. Taking a deep breath. Go ahead and bring your knees up to the sky. Feet are flat on the floor. Put your arms down, palms face down into the ground. Hands are by your hips. And start to open those hips up to the sky, lifting from your center, pushing your hips up as high as you can. And your chest lifts up, your chin lifts up, everything's coming up. Maybe you use your hands to clasp underneath you to tuck your shoulder blades in a little tighter so you can get a better stretch forward. Keeping those knees together. Lots of integrity. We're not splaying out all over the place. We are keeping it tight, engaged. and lifting. And go ahead and lower your bum back down to the floor. Unclasp the hands. Bring those knees into your chest now. Give yourself a big hug. Who did this practice today? You did. Give yourself a hug. Good job. We're not done yet, but good job. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Go ahead and extend your left leg all the way out, keeping your right knee into your chest. Kind of, maybe pop your toes, roll through your ankles. Find any movement you want to take. And then let that right knee fall over to your left side as your right arm comes out straight, like in a T. And then see if you can look past your right shoulder. Twisting your spine. This is called a supine twist. You might hear some pops. Go ahead and bring the knee in. Bring both knees up to the sky. Let that right leg go out, and now bring your left knee into your chest. Again, popping your toes, rolling through your ankles, and letting that left knee fall over to the right side. Your left arm is coming straight out, looking past your left shoulder, and breathe and relax here for a moment. And go ahead and release. Let everything come down to the floor. Completely relax. Palms face up. I also like to play with my ankles here, like make both the feet sort of twist in towards each other. Like this, you don't realize, but this is like rotating your hips, your leg muscles, your bones. So, maybe wiggle your feet around a little bit, but then just completely come to stillness and breathe. This is Shavasana. And you can take as much time as you need in this pose. You don't have to rush. If you do need to move on with your day, you can go ahead and slowly roll over to one side, like a fetal position, and then use the top arm to place your palm down on the floor and push yourself up to a seat. Give a little prayer of thanks for this time. Set an intention for your day, so that way you're not just blowing around in the wind. Maybe take your neck side to side if you're still in Shavasana. And to seal your practice, bring your thumbs to your third eye. Take a deep breath in. Namaste, my friends.